Assalamualaikum and hello. I'm Aman Dzulfiqar bin Azlan and I will be the moderator for this forum. The topic for this forum is: does social media influence and impact real life relationships? In this forum, there will be three panels that will give their ideas on this topic. Allow me to introduce our panels. On my left, we have Mr. Hafiz Ainuddin bin Shamsun, a brand ambassador from Instagram, a famous social media platform. Next to him, we have Mr. Amir Aidil Amani, a local traditionalist. And to my far left, our third panel, Sir Muhammad Danish Daniel bin Abdul Razak, an expert in the study of digital sociology and human interaction. As the digital age continues to weave its threads into the fabric of our lives, the influence of social media on our relationships become increasingly palpable, from connecting long-lost friends to sharing life's milestones. These online platforms offer a dynamic lens through which we view and engage with one another. However, this virtual realm is not without its complexities, as the impact of social media on our real-life connection unfolds in nuanced ways, influencing communication styles, perceptions, and the very essence of how we relate to those around us. With that being said, we will start our discussion now. Mr. Hafiz Ainuddin, what is your stand and opinion on this topic?
Thank you to the moderator, Aman Dzulfiqar, for giving me the opportunity to voice out my opinion. Personally, I think social media can influence real-life relationships. To begin with, allow me to point out a statistic on Instagram users worldwide. According to DIN 2023, of the 4.48 billion active social media users worldwide, 30.94% usually visit Instagram, and the amount of population that use Instagram on a monthly basis is 17.54% out of 7.9 billion people in the whole world. By the statistic, we can see that many people use Instagram, and we can be convinced that for sure it somehow will be affecting real life relationship. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your opinion, Mr. Ainuddin. Mr. Amir, may I know your opinion on this topic?
Okay, first of all, thank you, Mr. Aman, for inviting me to be in this forum with both of this incredible panel, Mr. Ainuddin and Mr. Danish. So, in my opinion, social media use doesn't negatively affect our social interaction or social well-being in a significant way. The idea that using social media doesn't significantly harm our ability to engage with others of our sense of social well-being is supported by study. For instance, a 2018 study conducted by researchers at the Universities of Missouri and Kansas discovered that social media use did not significantly affect social connections or well-being. Indeed, the research revealed that individuals with higher social media usage frequency express greater feelings of social contactness and life satisfaction. Thank you.
That makes sense. Everyone has different views on this topic. Thank you so much, Mr. Amir. Moving on to our third panel, Sir Danish.
Yes,
May I know your stand and point on the view on this issue?
sure. So thank you so much again to our moderator and to our esteemed panelists that are here today. First of all, I'm very pleasured to be here discussing about this exciting and thought-provoking notion. First of all, let's look at the word social media itself. For me, it represents a huge one-stop center or hub for people where they can share their ideas and exchange information virtually. It is the evolution of real-life communication, meaning that people communicate or people exchange information the exact same way that we did in real life, except it is virtual or online. Now, there's no denying that social media has become an integral part in our lives. According to research that was made by Statista Research Department, as of January 2023, around 78.5% of Malaysian population are actually active users of social media. Now, this is huge numbers we're talking about. It's almost more than half of population in Malaysia. We use social media to connect with friends and families and to build professional networks. and engage with communities and societies, especially with this era going marching forward to the ever evolving technologies era. I firmly believe that social media does play a part or influence our daily life, including the way we maintain, form, and strain some real life relationships.
Thank you, Sir Danish. Thank you everyone for sharing your personal views and your opinion. From my perspective, social media is a subjective matter and is a platform that offers many accessibilities. Moving on, Sir Danish, I would like to ask you first. As you agree that social media influences real life relationships, would you like to explain and what are your thoughts on this?
So, when we talk about the influence that it has on real life, one of the most prominent points on how social media influences real life relationship is through its influence on society. Now, when we talk about society, it is such a general and very, very big category to be talking about. Now, for me, social media serves as a crucial tool for political parties or politicians to connect with the public. So, according to HIDAO 2023, not only social media can reach a wider set of audience, but it can also have a significant influence on public opinion, whether it is positive or negative. So, for example, the closest one that we have is the voting season. Yeah, we just had the voting season this year, and we can actually witness and observe that politician parties, doesn't matter from the government or the opposing, they will use social media platform to convey or to spread information about their side, to narrate their side of the story, in the hopes of changing public opinions. And as a result, we can see that actually some people will fall into this, what I call as propaganda, or their side of story, their narration, and will vote for them. So it's as easy as that. So it proved my point that it actually does influence the decision making of the society. Just even the most crucial part of, such as making the vote or voting, can be determined by social media influences.
Thank you so much, Sir Danish.
You're welcome.
Your point that states that political parties use social media to influence their followers is really interesting. This issue can be concerning if used for no good, but I'm sure that all political parties only use social media for promoting their benefits. Mr. Amir,
Yes.
interaction is something we do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Would you like to explain the influence social media has on interaction?
So, as I disagree with the topic, I want to emphasize more on the topic that I just mentioned in the introduction, which is social media has no effect on real life interaction. There is a study that shows the current assumption is that when people spend more time on apps like Facebook or Snapchat, the quality of their in-person social interaction decreases. However, the results suggested that social media use doesn't have a strong impact on future social interactions. The second study is which there are a survey about adults and college students through text messaging over the course of 5 days found that social media use earlier in the day did not have any impact on future social interactions. However, the researchers also found that passive social media use led to lower levels of well-being if that person had been alone earlier in the day. People who use social media alone likely aren't getting their face-to-face social needs met. So if they are not having their social needs met in their outside of social media, it makes sense that looking at social media might make them feel even lonelier. Thank you.
A very interesting view from you, Mr. Amir. Thank you so much for sharing. Moving on, Mr. Ainuddin.
Yes.
Social media is well known for finding new friends. Well, after all, the name is social media.
Correct.
What do you think on the well-known fact that social media is a good platform for you to look for new contacts?
Well, first and foremost, I really think that social media can also influence real life relationship by expanding people's social circles. As most of us know, there are many communities in different type of social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Telegram, and more. Some of them were about studying, or another maybe a community about sport or e-sport. By joining this type of community in social media, we get to know more people and can have a lot of new friends of various ages. As according to Shabana 2023 Para 3, social media has made it possible for us to connect with people who share our interests, hobbies, and values, which has broadened our social. By doing so, we can have many benefits such as learning a new thing from them and have more knowledge about life, as we may make a new friends who is older than us that can share their knowledge about life based on their own experience, as we can also learn about the things that maybe we have a new hobbies and share the same hobbies with other, and we can learn it more from them. That is all.
Thank you so much for sharing your view, Mr. Ainuddin.
Well,
Alright, I would like to move back to our second panel, Mr. Amir. In this modern era, there are many broadcasting companies that tend to show false information to the public. May you share your view on this issue?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Aman. So, I do have my own opinion. As I believe, social media doesn't really influence real life relationship, because we shouldn't believe everything that were posted on social media, such as fake news. So, one of the latest issues is between Palestine and Israel. There are so many hoax news that been posted on the internet at this moment. Israel been using the internet to manipulate people around the world. They control the biggest news in the world, which is BBC. As we all know, there are so many proof that we can see from many social media platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and many more. As you can see, we don't have to put 100% belief on what we see on the internet. Thank you.
I actually agree with Mr. Amir's point, but actually, even though social media should, like Mr. Amir said, social media should not influence real life, but I think in this modern era, social media has become a very convenient platform for people to keep in touch with each other and keep the bond strong even when they are live far away with each other. Also, back in the days in our grandparents' time, they don't have a convenient platform for them to keep the connection with their friends and family, especially when they are being far with each other. Yes, people can still have a strong bond with their friends and family, even when they don't keep in touch with each other frequently. But what I'm trying to say here is, if we have a convenient platform, it can help us to get closer with each other and have a better relationship with people. As Angelini ETR 2022 Para 2 mentioned, social media may satisfy young people's needs to communicate frequently, give them the opportunity to express their emotions and thoughts, and enable them to quickly get emotional support or positive comments from peers. Also from Angelini ETR 2022 Para 2, stated that teenagers' use of social media for communication has demonstrated the many parallels between their online and offline friendships. As with in-person interaction, teenagers express their love for close friends on the internet by making an effort to make each other laugh, becoming more intimate by disclosing private information or images that would not otherwise share, or by making each other feel valued and unique on special occasions like birthday. Thus, this social media platform really influence real life relationship, especially to strengthen a connection between two parties who live far away from each other.
So, if I might add on Mr. Amir's opinion, I believe that my point is actually almost similar or almost significant to your point of view. Now let's look at this into a different perspective. Another thing that I like to point out, which is almost similar to your point, is that advertising. Now, Hudo 2023 expressed that companies usually use social media platforms for marketing. They have the audience, millions of them in fact, and it is much more cost effective rather than renting flyers or hiring someone to hand out the brochures or renting the billboards. It is much more convenient to use social media platform. For instance, small or large businesses are actually making content on TikTok or platform or Facebook or Instagram platform to promote their product that will attract more users than ever. Moreover, this will influence customers and the viewpoint of the product. This is where I like to stress or emphasize on Mr. Amis's point, which is the fake news. Let's say if a person is actually considering of buying a product, and then the review says otherwise. So a lot of people are actually against the product, then probably it will have a significantly or slightly an impact on the users. So they will most likely will not buy it or will buy it. So that is what I call the influence of social media on real life. Therefore, social media, without a doubt, influences a real life relationship, especially in decision making.
With that being said, we have come to the end of our forum. As we navigate the intersection of the virtual, it becomes clear that the influence of social media on real life relationships is a nuanced dance between connectivity and caution. The ability to share moments, ideas, and emotions has undoubtedly enriched our social landscape, transcending the limitations of physical proximity. Yet, it is essential to tread mindfully, acknowledging the potential pitfalls that accompany this digital journey. By embracing the positives, while remaining vigilant against the negatives, we can hope to cultivate relationships that are resilient in the face of evolving technologies, fostering genuine connections that stand the test of both the online and offline worlds. I would like to thank all of our panels for being a part of this forum today and keeping this discussion mature and treating each other with respect. Hopefully, our discussion today helps our society in realizing the influence of social media in our real life relationships. That's all from us. Thank you so much.